Hello and welcome to God's Gym. This video is there to aid your hip mobility. Now, hip mobility is one of the main issues I find with people struggling to do a squat, as well as ankle mobility, which there's also a video about that in this section. So, if people have a restriction in their hips when they're trying to squat, what you tend to find is that people either let their knees drop in because they can't keep their hips out, they haven't got the mobility to get into this position, they're unable to get their hips below their knees, or you find that they tend to bend more at the waist to compensate for the tightness in their hips. And all these are going to affect the efficiency of your squat. It's going to affect the pressure going through certain joints and put you more at risk of injury. So this video is here designed to try and address some of those issues. Now, there's 101 different exercises and stretches I can give to try and help with hip mobility. But I'm just going to give you a few simple exercises just to get you started. Okay? So the first one you're going to do is you're going to be stretching your left leg with this exercise. You get into a position like this with your right knee and foot on the floor and your left foot out in front. You get your left hand, put your elbow on the inside of the knee and hold on to your left foot. Then from here you're going to use your elbow to push your knee outwards, which is going to open up the hip, as well as squeezing your buttocks and trying to keep your chest up and lean forwards. And you should feel this anywhere around the hip sort of area. And you can obviously vary the degree of how much you push the elbow out to put further pressure on the hip. So from side on, what you're going to be doing in this position here, you take your left arm, hold your left foot with your elbow on the inside of your knee, squeeze your buttock, keep your chest up and push your elbow out, and you should feel the tension around the hip. Now also you do this on both sides, and what you would need to do is hold the stretch for 1 minute, because what you have is something called a stretch reflex, which is kind of a natural defense of the body. Whenever a muscle is put onto stretch, it naturally contracts slightly to try and protect it. And that takes around about 20 seconds to switch off. So I'd always recommend a nice 1 minute hold on each side, which will help stretch all the soft tissue, including the muscles, the connective tissue and the myofascia, which will give you the greatest benefit. Another stretch you can do is similar to this to try and open it up, is similar position you were before, but this time your left foot comes out in front and you try and rest it on the floor here. Now this might be more than enough to some people might not even be able to get into this position initially. But then from here, what you do is if that still feels comfortable, you can then start leaning forwards, again trying to keep your body nice and square, don't twist, and do you feel the pressure around your glutes, your buttock area, your hip. And again you would hold that there for 1 minute. The further you come forwards, the more of a stretch. But again, like I said, it's what you find comfortable. So that there is about right for myself, and I would hold that there for 1 minute. And then obviously you do the same on the other side. So side on, again, it's a similar position to what you were before. Put your left foot out in front, so the knee is on the floor. Try and avoid twisting, try and keep your body upright, and you just stay in this position here. Try to get your bottom onto the ground, and like I said, you can then lean forwards if you want to increase the stretch. Again, hold for 1 minute and do on both sides. And I'm now going to show you one other variation of a stretch. So the final stretch is actually replicating a full squat. So to be able to do this stretch, you need to build up to it to make sure you've got enough ankle and hip mobility already to get into the correct position. So what you're going to do is you're going to set up like you would with your squat, with your foot position. You're going to go down into a full squat, and then you're going to grab both feet and with your elbows push out. Okay, so you're going to then just sit here keeping your chest up and pushing your elbows into your knees and pushing out, and you should feel a stretch around kind of your hips. And then you would hold this here for 1 minute. So side on, foot position, like you're going to do a squat. You go down into a full squat, elbows on the inside of your knees, hold onto your feet and push out. And you hold this here for 1 minute. It's important to try and keep your chest up, so you don't just let it come down. Try and keep your chest up and hold that there. So as you can see, it's quite an awkward position if you're really struggling to get into a squat. So you're going to have to work on your ankle and your hip mobility first before you can progress to this exercise. But this is a brilliant stretch to get you comfortable in that bottom position of the squat and really work on those tight structures when you get down the bottom. But like I said, this is more advanced stretch, so just build up to that, hold for a minute and see how you get on. Now, stretches are not the most fun in the world. I'd recommend try doing them 2 times each day on each side, so that'll be 4 minutes throughout the day you doing it. It is very much what you put in is what you get out, because you won't get any more flexible unless you actually start doing a good quality stretch. But it isn't the most fun, but it will be worth it, and it will improve the efficiency and the ease of your squats. I hope you find that helpful. If there's any issues, then just let us know. But thank you, and God bless.